Hi everyone, it's Elise, day 14 of my Happy Life Makeover, and I have been having the most juicy, awesome day. I've been at home working today, and it's just the connections coming through me via Facebook of people all over the world who are really like just, I don't know, they have like vibrant energy, and they're really tapping into their gifts and they're sharing those gifts with people. I just love how the synchronicities are all falling into place, and then I'm manifesting and creating and reaching out to and making friends all over the place. So thank you so much, old friends and new friends alike. I love how everybody's just coming together and really in a spirit of love and a spirit of connecting. It's awesome. So, enough of that woo woo stuff, but I love woo woo. So, today I want to talk about pivoting because in yesterday's post I talked about the work of Dr. Robert Maurer. And one of the things I didn't mention yet about his work is that he said that when you ask the mind a question, the mind cannot refuse attempting to answer it. So one day he was giving a 3-day workshop, and on the first day, in the middle of the workshop, he just asked this random question. He said, "Hey, can anybody tell me the color of the car that's parked two cars down from you in the parking lot?" And of course, nobody could, and they all thought, like, what a weird question. And he said, "Oh, never mind." Day 2, he asked the same question, and again, nobody could answer. But by day 3, a whole lot of people could answer, and that's because he asked a question, their mind couldn't refuse looking for an answer. So by day 3, when they were getting out of the car, he said that most of them would be like, "Hey, you silly person, don't you remember he asked you what color the car was 2 cars down? He's probably going to ask again." And so they looked, it heightened their awareness. So that's how we begin making these shifts in our life. We heighten our awareness to the fact that we are not in alignment. We're not feeling good. We're focused on what we don't want as opposed to what we do want. And then when you begin to heighten your awareness and you get into a state of, oh, okay, there I am. I'm thinking about something I don't want. What can I do really quick to help me get out of this feeling if it doesn't feel good, so that I can then take the third step of focusing on what I do want. So what I did was I made a list of pivoting trips, I said that backwards, tricks and tips. And these must be really personal to you because people are inspired by different music and different quotes and different people. But I at least want to give you some general ideas of what I'm talking about. One of the tips and tricks that I like to use is movie soundtracks, particularly from the work of James Horner, The Last of the Mohicans. The Braveheart soundtrack is phenomenal. I think it's really kind of an oxymoron that even though I am not a big supporter of pushing against things, there is something about the movie Braveheart that just I really connect to. In particular to the scene where he gives that really final famous speech where all his fellow Scotsmen they're facing the English and they're outnumbered 2-1 and they know they can't win and they're about ready to stop, and go home. And I mean, they've done a lot of work to get where they are. And in 1 minute, William Wallace, via Mel Gibson's character, comes riding on a horse and turns them around by raising their courage up to a level where they just have, they're fully committed. And I never get tired of watching that scene. In fact, I probably watch it at least once a week, and it always like just invigorates me and brings tears to my eyes. It's not so much that I love that the fighting is going on in the movie and they're pushing against something. I think what it does is it reminds me it's that I'm the one that I'm fighting against. It's my own thoughts that I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy that is the enemy, and that it doesn't have to be there. It's simply by shifting my thinking, by reframing my thoughts and kind of doing some investigation that none of those things are really true. And even if I had done something that was not very conscious and it was quantifiable or somebody could prove it and there was a witness, then I now can know that I did that thing in order to make myself feel safe, to get some need met that I wasn't getting met. And I just say, hey, next time I can do it better. So that makes it easier on me. So, yeah, soundtracks that really move you and really inspire you to be better and to reach for the best of you. The kind of music that just makes you want to drop to your knees and brings tears to your eyes. I don't have to explain. You know what I'm talking about. Go out there and find it. The soundtrack from Somewhere in Time, Last of the Mohicans, Far and Away. I think even though I've never seen Harry Potter, that pops up a lot on YouTube when you type in inspirational music. So their movie scores must be really good too. Um, Also, quotes, famous quotes from people that you would really admire, really inspire you. Thinking about being in the presence of those people and how would you act if you were around them? And if they were just sitting quietly or meditating with you or praying with you or just, laying their hands on you or giving you the best advice they could instantaneously, hopefully that would make you feel better. Also, smells. Is there anything that, like a scent that brings you back to your childhood? I have one. Look, I prepared my props. I couldn't get the lid open earlier, so I sort of pre-prepared it, kind of. I thought that maybe I would need a 3-year-old to come here and help me open this today, but then I finally got it. But this is Play-Doh. I'm sure you guys all know what this is, right? And when I smell this, oh my gosh, I had the best childhood ever. And I never ate it, but I play with this so much that just the smell of it brings me back to instantly feeling good. So you can also focus attention if you're like out in nature in the middle of nowhere and you don't have access to YouTube or Play-Doh. And by the way, this is only 88 cents. That's really cheap therapy, isn't it? You could focus on one blade of grass or one leaf on a tree or a cloud, or you could hug a tree or do anything that just focus on your heart beating, the rhythm of your heart, right? Your breath is a very good thing to kind of key you in and get you centered. So there are many, many things, and you have to find the thing that inspires you. There's a compilation that's on YouTube. I'm actually going to flip the camera around. So let me see if I can do this. And I'm going to just play this for you a second. And what you're about to see, I think, is Sylvester Stallone in one of his movies. Well, he's playing the character. I think it's the last Rocky movie. And again, I don't want you to think about fighting against someone. I want you to understand that if you think about your enemy or these obstacles as your own inner thinking, then you can reframe this and it becomes you gaining enough courage to move past your fears.
I see pride. Can't hear you.
Oh, that's not it. I have to go back. I think it's right here. Let's try this. Almost there.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Okay, so he starts off by saying life is tough or life is hard, and I don't really believe that. I think life appears tough when we believe it's tough. But towards the end of his speech, when he said, stop pointing fingers, I'm right, in alignment with that. No more blame shifting. Everything we experience external of us is a direct vibrational match to what we're thinking. So when we think that life is easy and that everybody's out to help me, not everybody's out to hurt me or get me, everybody's out to help me, that becomes the reality that you create. Sorry, I keep playing with my hair. It's sweaty in here. So go out there and connect with the best that you have to offer, the best in other people. Expect the best from other people. Find what makes you excited. Get into your vortex of happiness, and things will just start flowing to you. And people say, I don't know about that. I've tried that before. I guarantee you if they're not flowing, you don't know that you're more focused on what you don't than what you do want. But I guarantee you are, because it is the law. It is the law of attraction, and it must happen that way. So, start thinking about how can I think differently? How can I get happy for no reason? Because I have to say that all these things that we want to acquire, the house and the job title and the connections with people and that awesome perfect relationship, they're wonderful and they support happiness, but they could disappear tomorrow. If my house burned down tomorrow and one of my family members died, I know that I would go through a grieving process. But the difference now with me now in my life where I'm at today is I know that I would get past that grieving process and that I could get in touch with my happy again, no matter what happens in my life. And speaking of that, my daughter gave me the best gift, and it wasn't a physical gift, but it was the best gift that anybody could have ever given me. And maybe I'll share that in another post because this one's getting long, but yeah, it was an awesome thing. So, I'm so excited. Such a good day. I am wishing you all the best for yourself. Everyone has a gift. So let's see what you have to offer. Go out there and make the day really awesome and juicy. Bye, guys. Thanks.